Single cylinder versus multiple cylinder motorcycles. Okay, we're back to Ask a Motorcycle Guy, and here's another question from you guys, the viewers. The question was, my opinion on single cylinder versus multiple cylinder motorcycles, okay? This one's actually super easy, because once again, just like the chain and belt thing, this all comes down to what you're going to use it for. So if someone ever asks me, like at the shop or anywhere else, like, do I like single cylinder or do I like twin or triple or 4-cylinder motorcycles? The first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to ask you a question, and that is, what are you using it for? So here's the deal. With single cylinder versus multiple cylinder motorcycles, and just to back up just a little bit in case we have anyone just completely beginner, complete clueless here, motorcycle motors have cylinders on them. So the piston moves up and down in. So you've either got one of those, or two of those, or three or four. It goes on. You know, there's motorcycles with 6-cylinder motors. There's some custom motorcycles with V8s on them. Anyway, so here's the answer to that question, kind of short and simple, all right? I like single-cylinder motorcycles. I like single-cylinder motors on dirt bikes, small around-town bikes, stuff that you want to be nice and small and light and kind of thin, and that you want torquey, quick response to. So I feel like on dirt bikes, like, you know, the dirt bikes I've had in the past, they've all been single cylinders. That's what you want. You want just kind of that really torquey, narrow, light, easy. Single cylinder motorcycles tend to be smaller. They tend to be lighter. They tend to be kind of torquey on the bottom end, you know, like 0 to 50 or 0 to 60 miles an hour is kind of like where they live usually. Not to say you can't get single cylinder motorcycles to go faster than that before the hate comments start, but that's generally where they live. So if you're talking about a dirt motorcycle, you're talking about a dual purpose motorcycle on off-road, or if you're talking about something like really fun to buzz around the city with, or like back roads and stuff like that, single cylinder motorcycles can be awesome. I've had some single cylinder bikes. I really like single cylinder bikes for their small, easy, light, maneuverable simplicity. They're really easy. They're easier to work on. They've usually only got one spark plug. Some of them will have 2 spark plugs for just 1 cylinder, but they're usually very not complicated, very easy to work on. Single cylinder motorcycles are great for beginners. They're great for people that are going to run around town a lot, and they're great for people that are going to be on the dirt because they're smaller, they're lighter, they're easier to work on, and they've got a pretty good torquey bottom end to them. You know, your single cylinder motorcycles usually be anything from real small to about 650 cc's. I don't think I've seen very many bigger than 650 singles, very few. You know, a lot of your 250 dirt bikes, your 250 enduro bikes, all that kind of stuff, they're all running off of that. A lot of classic motorcycles, like, you know, your 400s and some of your 500s. You can get 500s in a single cylinder. Easy, good stuff. Here's where I like multiple cylinder motorcycles. Here's where single cylinder bikes are not so good in my opinion. And some of you are going to disagree with me because some of you do this with them, but when you're going to be out on the open road, the open highway at highway speeds, or you're taking trips, or you're going to be, you know, out on the open road for several hours or anything like that, that's where single cylinder motorcycles kind of fall flat. If you are going to be out on an open highway doing 70, 80 miles an hour, you want to go fast, you want to go really far, most single cylinder motorcycles are going to buzz and vibrate you to death, and they're going to be too light to have a lot of stability out on the open road, okay? So here's where I like multiple cylinder motorcycles. Your bigger cruisers, any bike where you're going to get out on the highway and do highway speeds for any extended amount of time, sport motorcycles, anything where you want to go really fast, and anything where you're going to be riding for long enough where you want it to be really smooth. That's the plus and the minus. Single cylinder motorcycles, smaller, easier to work on, very simple, nice and light and easy, great for the dirt, great for running around town and back roads, great for beginners, great for stuff like that. And I mean, great for a second motorcycle just to have fun on. Multiple cylinder motorcycles, faster, smoother, much better, longer legs on the open highway. They're going to be, you know, if you want a really good sport motorcycle, you need multiple cylinders. If you want a touring motorcycle, you need multiple cylinders. If you want even a cruiser or a bike or a sport touring bike or anything where you're going to take longer rides, you want multiple cylinders. That's the difference. So I would ask you that question. What kind of riding are you going to do? You're going to be on the dirt, you're going to be around town, you're going to be just doing like some back road bombing and stuff. Single cylinders are freaking awesome for that. If you want to go fast, you want smooth as possible, you want to take long trips at highway speeds, you want to go touring, you want to do anything like that, you need multiple cylinders. And that gets into a whole nother ball game of parallel twins, V-twins, inline 3-cylinder triples, 4 cylinders, and the whole, you know, Gold Wing motors are 6-cylinder. That's a whole nother video, okay? This was just single versus multiple. I hope that's cleared up a little bit. There's specific questions on specific bikes. Always ask them, and I'll shoot you guys another video, okay? So, singles, light, easy, torquey, super fun, around town, back roads, you know, shorter distances or slower speeds, you know, 0 to 60 miles an hour, single cylinders, great. If you're going to be going fast or doing highway speeds or anything like that, go with this multiple cylinder motorcycle, and there's a million different flavors in that too. I can shoot a whole nother video on, you know, the twins versus 3 versus 4 cylinders versus all that if you guys want me to, okay? Thanks for the questions. Keep them coming. Have a great day. Peace.